We acknowledge that we are gathering on the traditional and unceded territory of the Northern Secwepemc Nation, Intahelk, or Williams Lake First Nation. We are privileged to live, work, and play on these lands, and grateful to the Williams Lake First Nation that we remain in settlement here. I'm just kilometers from the St. Joseph Mission School, and in the spirit of reconciliation, in the spirit of truth and reconciliation, this acknowledgement is also a call, not only to remember the violence of residential schools, the violence that erased Tehelk Village 150 years ago, but to also live in accord and to make future decisions with respect. This is a call to live, work, and create in an ecologically sustainable way, and to embrace, protect, and stand up for the rights of Indigenous people.
Well, hello and welcome to Performances in the Park, virtual edition. It's the first episode in our online series, Listen Live, and we want to thank you for tuning in. I'm Harry Jennings, your MC for the first series of performances, and I'm coming to you sort of live from the Potato House in Williams Lake. The series is presented by the Central Cariboo Arts and Culture Society, of which I'm president, supported by the City of Williams Lake and the Cariboo Regional District. The performance series is managed by the Community Arts Council of Williams Lake, of which I'm also a board member. Before we tell you about our feature performer, Lyle Batts, our wonderful gold sponsors this year are Thompson Rivers University Williams Lake campus. Now they're celebrating 50 years in our community, and if you'd like more information about that celebration, go to tru.ca/50. As well, the West Fraser Truckers Association are our sponsors again this year. And lastly but not leastly, the Williams Lake and District Credit Union have been repeat sponsors year after year, and they're back this year to give us their tremendous support. Now we'd like to send out extra acknowledgement to them for supporting arts and culture here in Williams Lake and the Cariboo region. Our silver sponsor for our first Listen Live online event is Sugarcane Development Corporation's Coyote Rock Estates. Please visit their website at coyoterock.ca to share the great progress they're making developing their Lakeview estates. Finally, we present our bronze sponsor for the performances you're about to see, Downtown Williams Lake and the Art Walk, taking place this August 7th to September 4th. Find Downtown Williams Lake Arts Walk 2020 on Facebook and pick up your Art Walk guide at participating locations. And now, on with the show. Our first performer is a caribou transplant from the wide open prairies who relocated to Williams Lake in 2007. Lyle Batts plays acoustic folk with electronic elements, writes songs to find order in chaos, and in playing them for you, he reminds you that you're not struggling alone. Lyle Batts was recorded at the historic Onward Ranch, a feature in both the ranching and artistic communities of the Cariboo. Did you know that the Group of Seven's A.Y. Jackson actually visited the Onward Ranch in the early 20th century? The barn was built in 1911 and is an incredible venue for live music, as you are about to see and hear. Thank you to our hosts Ingrid and Tyrone Johnson, who made our time at their family ranch a real pleasure. It's a secret, but Lyle Batts is really an attempt by Brent Morton to be a bit less like himself and more like someone who tries different things. After shelving his drum and bell tower project, Brent discovered Lyle somewhere deep inside himself, like deeply down inside. All the way down and around a corner. Turns out Lyle can write songs. Batts plays music from his recent introductory recording, Book of Aches. Lyle swears these 11 songs should be released as a book. Brent's not too sure, but he typed it up, battling doubt one letter at a time. To purchase a digital album, please visit lylebatts.bandcamp.com/releases. For this performance, he's supported by Brandon Hoffman of Block Treat. Take it away, Lyle Batts.
I'm going to play music from the first Lyle record, which is called Book of Aches, which I just released in June. And so yeah, all these songs are there. This one is the first one I wrote in the kind of really intense, short, and productive session that started about 2 years ago, where I wrote these songs, and I wrote them all in about, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. This one's called Dissonance and Violence. I got a mind for a line of gold, or maybe diamonds held in the cold. Across a meadow and through the grove, I'll climb a hill so stone can roll. In the heat of a summer's day, the machinery toils away near the riverbed, but up the slope I found a higher ground to throw this stone. Oh, this predicament that I find myself in, weighing heavy on my mind. These impediments and encumbrances, see them fresh through foreign eyes. As a dissident in this government, let a prison break last night. I'll leave the dissonance and violence behind. To a narrative I was bound, those old stories, but now my strings ain't so tightly wound, wound up and broken. I'm breaking character to set the scene. What is lost will in the wreckage there's fresh conceit. All the vagaries of prosody are hidden in plain sight. Personality and imagery naked in a flash of light. If there's a dissident in this government, I'm gonna lure him on to sight. He'll leave that culpable complicity behind. To attention I was bound, those old stories, and now the thread ain't so tightly wound, wound up and broken. I'm breaking character to set the scene. What you want, you when I call to you, you come to me. It may be hard to see, but I can feel tugging corners of a smile on the melody or harmony lock the intervals down tight. As a recipient of this governance, I'm finally sitting down to write. I'll leave this literal nihilist behind. I'll leave the culpable complicity behind. I'll leave the dissonance and violence behind. Thank you for being here, you guys. I was just talking to a friend out in the audience tonight about like playing music in the era of COVID, and one of the things you don't hear a lot when you're playing by yourself is applause, so I really do appreciate that. I'm gonna play another one here from this record Book of Aches. It's called Crooked Love, and I do believe it's the first love song that I've written. Ever. I think so. I'm pretty young. Here we go. This one's called... Yeah, I mean, you might be able to relate. This is about sticking your foot way into your mouth and, like, realizing a bit too late that you can't really take it back. It's called Crooked Love. Are we in or out of love? Wanna hold this rampart up. Though I spin and though I rage, I'm gonna call you back again and again. To this crooked love of mine. You're unsure, you hesitate. A lax phrase has caused you pain. I lash out, I lose my cool. I try to douse the fire with fuel. So are we in or out of love? Wanna hold this rampart up. Though I'm bent right out of shape, I'm gonna call you back again and again. To this crooked love of mine. To this crooked love of mine. When I fly at breakneck speed, pane of glass I fail to see. In this court I enter my plea, but like a drunk I slur my speech. So are we in or out of love? Wanna hold this rampart up. When I rise to stand up gonna call you back again and again. To this crooked love of mine, to this crooked love of mine, to this crooked love of mine. Thank you. So as I mentioned, I wrote these songs in 2018 in the summer. It was like August, and that was the 1 year after our big evacuation, and the summer that sure seemed like we were going to be evacuated again, and the air was just gray, if you remember it. So I wrote this song sitting out in the backyard, just under, that oppressive, awful feeling of, danger and just not really being able to breathe. It's called Round Trip. The dull orb in the sky, half smothered in gray, as the smoke rolling in from the fire. Though the light in that sky is a shade dimmer today, still my baby wanna go play outside. I'm sorry baby, I gotta keep you inside. All the planes fit to fly, bear lumber and weight, 'cause the forest is broken bone dry. Though the plume on the rise, it might seem far away, it's never out of sight or out of mind. Be a fool not to keep it in mind. Oh, the captain, it seems, abandoned this ship with his plans for the whys and wherefores. Don't waste in means, all a hand to use your grip. There's a freight down the length of that road. There's a freight at the end of that road. Oh, my darling, I see you've been rubbing red eyes. There's a tension that you can't help but feel. There's no road left to drive to a safe countryside until the winter brings the long, gentle nights. Come the winter and the long, gentle night. Oh, the crew, so it seems, is running this ship double time just to keep it afloat. They got their own ways and means, lend a hand to lose your grip. But there's a freight down the length of that road. There's a freight at the end of that road. used to reckon it straight. I could predict it in four. Come the lightning, come thunder, come rain. The cracked fear in my heart has become the new norm. By all measure, we gone right off the scale. Every day now is right off the scale. You might feel fit to flee, abandon this ship, hold your breath as you leap overboard. But I imagine that like me, you bought tickets round trip. So fix your eye for a welcoming shore. Oh, to find one last welcoming shore. Thanks so much. I'd like to take a second here to thank VENTA, our MC early in the night. She's the reason that this is happening. Let's give her a round of applause. She's the organizer of performances in the park, which is a favorite of mine, probably a lot of yours too. It's just amazing that something could happen and that something is happening in this amazing venue. It's fantastic, and it's so good to see so many people I haven't seen in a long time and catch up and play some music. This song is, this is the song about diving headfirst into that creative process that you have and how it can take over, and you know, you got to make room for it, and it's totally worth it. It's called Feel the More. I'm breadcrumbing it. I leave myself a trail. I'll be driving it like a hammer to a nail. Giving birth to it, something never heard before. If I'm the less for it, tell me why I feel the more. I'm chasing fugitives and casing terrorists. All the gangsters are turning themselves in. It's what I got to give. It's the best I got to give. By the logic then, I gotta give it. Oh, oh. I'm up cycling it, a dead man on the rise. I'm tweaking out again all at once after being so deprived. I'm freaking out, leaning in to this old enterprise. What is the force that hides the pen through the middle of the line? Go ahead and stomp your feet if you're feeling that beat. I'm chasing fugitives and casing terrorists. White-collar criminals are turning themselves in. It's what I got to give. It's the best I got to give. By the logic then, I gotta give in. By the logic then, I gotta give in. By the logic then, I gotta give in. Oh, oh. Thank you. Okay, I've got a very excellent, fine young son named Arrow, who was really, really, really coming online when I was writing this record, and a lot of what I wrote was, just directly due or inspired by, something that happened with him the day before or something like that, and this one is no different, and it's maybe a sentiment that you can relate to if you have kids and you know what it feels like to wonder if you're doing the right thing in your efforts to raise them. Yeah, a couple people. I suppose if you don't think that, maybe something, I don't know, you've either got it nailed, or maybe, I don't know, you should read a book or something. I don't have it. I wrote this song, it's called Slow to Roll. Another late one and another restless night. Will this ailment through medicine begin to turn aright? Little one's wailing and his mama's getting stressed, like she doesn't know that everything she does is for the best, like she doesn't know about everything she does. Slow to roll and stand, but too soon to run away. Yet you chatter madly as I dip your feet into the lake. Your heart's so beautiful that I'm threatening to cry. How I humble fully every time you look me in the eye. How I humble fully every single time. Go and tell the lit police that I'm way beyond cliche. I can't be paying mind to that deterrent anyway. Them cops are busy, much ado. Turn my focus back to you. Whenever a gathering is resembling a test, will you flail wildly, trying to keep pace with all the rest? A gentle pressure, but I love you just as you are. Okay, how about Brandon Hoffman, everybody, singing those melodies? Harmonies, I mean. He's great. So we're going to do a tune here called Local Currency. And Denise, I'm glad you're here because if anyone this song is written for, it's you. In a way, there's some wide eyes out there. She's wondering what. You asked me one time if I would be willing to pen a song about the rail ties. And I said, no, I will not do that. Well, I didn't say that, but I didn't do it, except for one line in this song. So I was thinking about you when I wrote this one. Looking for work, friend, tried disaster relief. It's a new frontier of flooded homes and burning trees. No time to waste while you can still see through the haze, and there's still solid ground and air you kids can breathe. Been thinking long about just where to settle down. You think your city's crazy, they burn rail ties in my town. Go and find some acres with some hard-working neighbors and play nice, 'cause you're gonna wanna keep them coming around. Brandon. I'm gonna bow at your feet. Tobacco leaves will form the local currency. We all formed a slouch, loafing on our dear sweet mama's couch. And though I often err towards a dark hyperbole, well, maybe this world ain't as bad as I'm making it out to be. Denise, I was watching. There's one line in that song that was for you, and you were talking. I watched. I saw it happen. We'll just re-record it. Camera's on you this time. I wrote a song about a feeling that I'm sure is pretty unusual, or rather usual. It's quite a usual feeling. About feeling like, oh man, really? Is this what my life is gonna be like? Is this my job? Really? This? It's called The Common Cold. I feel a little low, checking the battery, check that fuel ain't running low. Caught the common cold, count for the ache behind my eye, and all through my bones, walking on high ropes, losing my balance, got me a touch of the vertigo. Stick to what I know, burn it in idle through the day, missing another now away. Have I just made a mistake? Oh, I got a feeling something like what remorse is. Why am I walking away? Never been known as one so bold, precocious. Is this a young man's game? Should I be put to pasture with all the old horses? Am I just fooling myself, retooling myself? That fuel ain't running low. Caught the common got me a touch of the vertigo. Stick to what I know, I burn it in idle through the day, missing another now away. Should I be playing my hand? You know that I hesitate to deploy the armed forces with something I can't afford. You know that I'm not so inclined to squander resources. Will I be biting my tongue in a bitter debate between the will and subconscious? Two chickens stick a neck out, sticking it out. Well, I think it's time I roll, throw in the sheets to wind I see, where the current flows toward abundant shores. Seeing the reap you took, I plan. Now I'm gonna grow, walking on high ropes, losing my balance. Got me a touch of the vertigo. Stick to what I know, I burn it in idle through the day, missing another now away. Maybe tomorrow, maybe too late. I wrote a song about, it was inspired by a moment where I took off my work boots and discovered this really intense line of dirt right along my foot. I was like, there's a hole in my boot. And I've discovered ever since then, I think I blow my boots out in that place every single time. But I've only gotten one song out of it. Anyway, it's about just paying attention, I guess. I'm trying to figure out what to do. There you go, paying attention and figuring out what to do. This is a song called Holes in My Boot. I know there's holes down in my boots, by the dirt stains on my sock. I know there's danger underfoot, by my soul I deciphered the plot. I know this needle's off the groove, caught off guard in an aftershock. I know the echoes coming soon, so I'm synchronizing my clock. Well, it's plain to see you're in dismay. On your palm I read a history of wounds. I know I've had my share of wins. Look at all that I got here to lose. I know the left can't see the right, disembodied and polarized views. You need correction for your sight. Try an honest read of your enemy's news. Well, it's plain to see you're in dismay. On your back you show a knife-sized wound. I know I've had my share of breaks. Look at all that I got here to lose. It's not like we've been reaching out, discordant words in our ears, blowing this bridge out. Don't connect you to me, not to forget about all that's come up to here. We gotta be building up. Home for you, home for me, home for you, home for me. Use your premise as your proof. It's a circle you took for a line. You beg the question when it suits, marking singles and breaking the sign. Well, I see you made your claim to truth. Does it exonerate you by design? The others standing in the queue, they saw you cut to the front of the line. Well, I can't say I share your pain. Before it healed, you got your bruise tattooed. I know I've had my share of gains. All right. Just going to do a couple more here. So one of the things I figured out about when writing this album was that I could write songs about feelings that I don't have all the time, that I don't carry around all the time. And that was a nice thing, because I used to never think that was okay. I thought you had to like be feeling it every time you performed a song. And so that opened up some things, and I wrote a song here. It's kind of a downer. And the funny thing is I realized, you don't have to be feeling it every time, and you can still perform it, but then you perform it and you feel that way every time you do it. So I'm going to get a little bit down here. This one's called Man Down. When a man's down, how we waste the day. When a man's down, run against the grain. He run against the grain. Don't you know? I'm a man down in disarray. I'm a man who's down. Gotta stop the drain. I gotta stop the drain. Don't you know? Fear of lost my way. Fear of lost my way. Oh, in this fear I've lost my way. Hold the lover down like an anchor weight. Hold the lover down like a ball and chain. Am I your ball and chain? Don't you know? There my thought remains. There my thought remains. Oh, that's where my thought remains. Like a circus clown, knives I'm juggling. I feel like a circus clown, and I got the blues. How can I fill these shoes? Don't you know that my lace is loose? My fingers are cracked and bruised. Oh no. Read the local news. Drank the liquor store out of booze. Oh no. But the ticket's paid. I cover my face in paint. Don't you know that the ticket's all been paid? Oh, fear of lost my way. Oh, in this fear I've lost my way. Thank you. Yeah, so that's what it's like. In case you've never felt like you lost your way, it's like that. That's how it feels. We're going to do one more here before we switch over. This last one is called I'll Be the Bow, and it's a song about this intention that I try to hold as a parent, that I'm not the arrow anymore, I'm the bow now. This one is for my boy. Thanks again for coming. You be an arrow and I'll be a bow. How deep can I bend? How far will you go? Off to the places I'm not meant to know. We'll make a tunnel, blankets and light. I'll do the labor if you're on design. I'll be the body if you'll be the mind. You run the organ and I'll strengthen my spine. I'll be the baker if you'll be the pie. I cut the apples and you add the spice. I'll be the body if you'll be the mind. You run the organs, I'll strengthen my spine. If you are a spider, then I'm gonna fly right into your web where you're holding me tightly. You've been stung by a wasp, got a bump on your head. And the bird that you found met an untimely end. And your favorite things are all locked in the shed. I'm tired, a little busy, but I'm willing to bend. I find your helmet if you find your bike. Test the bell and I'll pump up the tires. Oh, you're right ahead, I'm a few feet behind. Like I'm the string and as if you're the kite. Oh, you were an arrow and I was a bow. How deep did I bend? How far did you go? Oh, if you are dead, I want your children to know that you were an arrow 'cause you were my arrow and I was your bow. Thanks so much. I'm Lyle. This is Brandon Hoffman backing me up. So good to play for you guys. We're gonna take a break and switch around. Block Treats coming up next.
Well, thanks again for tuning in to Performances in the Park, Virtual Edition, our online sessions of Listen Live, presented by the Central Cariboo Arts and Culture Society with financial support from the City of Williams Lake and the Cariboo Regional District. Find us on Facebook to learn more about the whole series of performances we've filmed for you this summer. Thanks again to our sponsors, and we'll see you again next time on Listen Live.
We're going to be going down there.
The future really is here already.
We're going to start off nice and simple.
Every garden tells a story.
What will you make? Will it be something useful, something funny, something beautiful?